Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And we got a packed weekend coming up with both Money in the Bank and Heatwave. We're going to be doing a live watch-along of Money in the Bank, of course, across both of our main channels, the podcast channel, youtube.com/Stephen Larson, of course, twitch.tv/Stephen Larson as well. You know what we should start doing?
Huh.
Now that I think about it?
What?
We start doing our live watch-alongs, like co-stream it here at the Friendo Club channel, too. There might be some people out there who are like, I don't want your damn notifications for the podcast. I don't have time for a podcast with you idiots, but I love the short form stuff. I'll look into it.
Possibility, I suppose. Possibility. Anyways, we're going to do Money in the Bank, Heatwave, both shows, as Steve mentioned. However, we're going to treat them separately. So not one large 10-match card, two 5-match cards. So the max confidence point value per show is 5 confidence points. Hey, Larson, what's confidence points? Happy you asked. They are as follows. For example, the match most confident, you give 5 confidence points. Match least confident, you give 1. So on and so forth, till each match has a unique, and I can't stress that enough, unique confidence point value. You get the pick right, you get those points. Whoever has most points at the end of the weekend, Money in the Bank, Heatwave, is going to be our friendo Money in the Bank winner. They cash in on the Future Predictions Challenge.
Talking about that Big Blue Predictions Challenge that we have going on. And if you want in on that action, if you're a gambling person, then get the Friendo Club set up. Go to patreon.com/Stephen Larson or head over to the podcast channel, youtube.com/Stephen Larson. Click join. Either way you do it, $5 a month. Larson, where do you want to start?
We're starting with Money in the Bank. That's the show that starts first chronologically over this weekend. So we'll start with that. Let's start with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
We got Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Naomi.
Correct.
Lyra Valkyria. Zoe Stark.
Correct.
Io Sky.
Yes.
Chelsea Green.
Very good. Look at you with the memory on you.
Who do you got, Steve?
Tiffany Stratton. Mainly because I've been saying for a very long time now that it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. She's been buttering up Nia Jax. Nia Jax has a title match at SummerSlam, so I feel like Tiffany Stratton's going to cash in on Bayley after Bayley ekes out a victory over Nia Jax. But, of course, Nia Jax, she's a bit of a monster, so she's going to put Bayley through the absolute ringer before Tiffany Stratton cashes in. I feel like that's probably the story they're going to go with. Earlier today on the podcast, you and I laid out a ton of compelling reasons for a lot of these women in this match. I've got 2 confidence points on Tiffany Stratton. Where did you land?
These are non-binding predictions.
We know that.
We could change these at any time. Right now, I have convinced myself after a discussion about it on the Raw recap today and us power ranking the winners.
Are you feeling the glow?
I am feeling the glow. I got Naomi with 1.
Oh, that'd be great.
They spent a lot of time, ever since WrestleMania, basically, laying the groundwork. Actually, before WrestleMania, too, if I remember correctly. For Naomi and Bayley to eventually feud. And I think the idea of someone having the Money in the Bank briefcase while a friend of theirs is champion and both baby faces.
Yeah.
There's some compelling stuff there, potentially. Stuff that I don't think we've seen, at least in the recently. So I'm going to say Naomi right now with 1 confidence point. I mean, I'll wait to see what happens on the Go Home SmackDown, but that's what I'm thinking right now.
That's a great pick. I would love to see that story. I think that'd be great.
Next match. Let's go with the Intercontinental title match.
Oh, yeah.
Got Sami Zayn, the champion, taking on challenger Braun Breaker. I mean, if you just based on Go-Ho math, this should be the surest thing here.
Where were Braun Breaker's hands in that last segment on Raw, Larson?
You see how I'm holding this cup here?
Yeah.
Basically, all my fingers and thumbs, you can't see it, my thumbs are back here. The entirety of my palms are holding this coffee cup. That is how Braun Breaker was holding the Intercontinental title. Now,
just all over it.
After laying out Sami Zayn, no less. So history tells us anything. It's not just go-home math, which already favors Sami Zayn since he was left laying. When the challenger puts their paws all over the title they're challenging for, usually that means they're going to lose. I have Sami Zayn, 5 confidence points. Roll up win for Sami Zayn here at Money in the Bank.
Okay, all right. copy paste that. You got 5 confidence points on that? All right. I got 4 confidence points on that.
I did initially too, but I'll tell you why in the next one, why I changed it.
Yeah, no, that go home. You're actually, I'll stick with 4 right now.
Non-binding, Steve.
It's non-binding. I'll probably up that to 5. But for right now, I got it at 4. Sami Zayn, everything you said, copy and paste.
Next, 6-man tag team action. Got Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randall Keith Orton taking on the Bloodline. Steve, who do you got?
So, did you see the quote from those other guys?
No.
About how Dave Meltzer believes it's going to be Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. And
I did see that.
Then he said, but they could throw in Jacob Fatu. Yeah, they could.
Yeah, they could. It's going to be 3 of the 4. Come on, Dave. We know that. We can do math.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I got 5 confidence points on Bad Bloodline. They need to win something. Certainly, if Jacob Fatu's in the match, they're going to win.
Absolutely.
But even if he's not in the match, look, it's the A story, I guess, in the entire WWE. Bad Bloodline has to win this because this is your story going forward. Kevin Owens eats the pin. Pretty easy. So, yeah, that's what I got. Bad Bloodline, and I've got 5 confidence points. Just it makes way too much sense.
It does.
That being said, at some point, I might change this to 4 confidence points.
I did, in fact, change it from 5 to 4 right before we started because I don't think it's going to happen. But I got to keep in mind the possibility that Roman Reigns can make his return. I think it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I think what's going to happen is Paul Heyman is going to make an entrance at SummerSlam, and right behind him is going to be Roman Reigns. I feel like that's a SummerSlam moment, the stadium show, not at Money in the Bank. But I'm going to go to 4 with confidence points right now. Again, non-binding. Just in case they do that here so they could do Roman solo at SummerSlam. Just protected myself here. Eventualities.
Yeah.
But again, something could happen to go home SmackDown and be like, oh, no, Roman's not coming back. Bloodline are totally winning. I knew Bloodline was going to win the second Randy Orton said on SmackDown last week, we're gonna end the Bloodline once and for all at Money in the Bank. I'm like, dude, you ain't ending the Bloodline now.
This is not even close to being, even if you win a wrestling match, it's not going to end the Bloodline.
No.
What are you thinking?
You're losing, Randall Keith Orton. You focus more on Cody's title than beating the Bloodline.
All right, next bit.
Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I guess I go first. Gosh, this is down to Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Drew. I got 2 confidence points. I kind of feel like Jay might get wrapped up in the Uncle Howdy stuff. Maybe. He's already got a one-on-one match next week on Raw with Chad Gable. I don't know if Mr. Money in the Bank would be feuding with Chad Gable right after winning the briefcase. So that leads me to Drew. He's going to win the briefcase. He'll probably try to cash in the main event. It won't be an official cash-in. He won't do it. And it's going to leave like everybody upset at Drew McIntyre. It's going to leave Seth Rollins pissed. Maybe even Damien Priest because he doesn't want anybody interfering on his behalf, even without or inadvertently. And it feeds into the idea that Damien Priest, if he was to win the main event, can only do it with somebody's help.
Yeah.
So right now I got Drew McIntyre 2 confidence points.
Yeah, dude. That's great. But yeet. That's right. We're talking Jey Uso. It's going to be yeet in the bank. Look, man, I think that Drew McIntyre has basically fucked himself by taking that little bracelet off CM Punk. There is a WWE tweet today that showed relive this Money in the Bank match, this Money in the Bank moment, and it shows John Cena getting pushed off a ladder by AJ Lee. So, look, I think that for the story purposes, it would not shock me at all to see Drew McIntyre get this thing at all. I think it's a distinct possibility. And as you say, non-binding, I might change this pick. So this is partially for the sake of conversation. Can't you just see in your head Jey Uso with this briefcase? He's the guy who they made the only specific poster for Money in the Bank for, where it says yeet in the bank. I could just see it. And they got a year to figure it out. He is the most popular thing maybe in WWE right now. Of course, that was LA Knight last year, and we saw how that played out. But yeah, I could just see him holding that briefcase in the crowd, everybody yeeting everywhere.
The yeet case.
A yeet case. Pat McAfee going crazy for the yeet case. And then, of course, and Jey Uso, people love him because they love that story of him being under the thumb of Roman Reigns, and now he's living his best life. And so what better way to get him back to, oh my God, we really want this for him, but can he do it, is the threat of a Jey Uso cash-in. Plus, when you look at the landscape ahead of us for who could be world champion, according to you at SummerSlam, we're looking at Gunther, a guy who Gunther's beat Jey Uso several times. Oh, yeah. So that could set that up as well. I think, maybe it's not non-binding now. Maybe I've convinced myself with that little diatribe.
It's binding now with Steve.
It's going to be yeet in the bank. If he wins, I'm getting some of those yeet sunglasses, and I'm going to get the all-over print Jey Uso shirt, or at least the one that just says yeet on it.
Yeet.
And I'll wear them both at SummerSlam. How about that?
There we go. Deal.
Finally,
I would assume the main event of Money in the Bank, Damien Priest defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. Of course, if Seth wins, Priest out of Judgment Day. If Damien wins, Seth can't challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship so long as Damien is champion. Steve, who do you got?
By the way, I had one on Jey Uso, and I've got 3 on Damien Priest. We talked about this a lot on the show today. I still in my bones, I feel like Seth Rollins going to get it. He's going to get in the way. He's going to interfere. He's going to distract. And it's almost going to fuck over Damien Priest, so that Damien Priest, while still El Campeón, is going to be like, dude, he's still in. It'd be one thing if Finn fucked him over and Priest was out of Judgment Day. Then they just go their separate ways.
Well, they'd probably feud if that were the case.
If it's on accident, look, if Finn intentionally does it, then yeah, they'd go ahead and feud. But I kind of feel like there's a lot more drama to be had with Priest still in Judgment Day and thinking, did this motherfucker just try to screw me out of my title and my role in Judgment Day? I think he did, but I'm still in Judgment Day, and now there's got to be more of a power struggle. So I think Priest retains, and it just, on top of that, just I don't think, and I don't know how tongue-in-cheek you are about this, I don't think Seth Rollins is going to be a transitional champion. Still don't know what's going to go down at SummerSlam, but I could see Gunther winning. But I think it's like a 40% chance that Gunther wins, 60% chance one south of heaven gets it done. But yeah, Priest, I think, beats Seth Rollins with no help from Finn Balor and almost anti-help from Finn Balor.
Yeah, right now I got 3 on Priest retaining. And you got to change those percentages as far as Gunther winning. It should be 80-20 in favor of Gunther winning, especially if Damien Priest retains as champion through SummerSlam. At that point, that's about a 4-month reign for Damien Priest? Hey, that's not too bad. And in the process, he's defeated Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins. Some quality names to successfully defend that title. It'd be a lot cooler
if he put Gunther on that list.
I'm telling you, man, that ain't going to happen.
14 months.
Ain't going to happen. If it's Priest versus Gunther at SummerSlam, Gunther ain't getting pinned or tapping out. Full stop.
South of heaven. One south.
Full stop. Anyways, Priest 3. He retains. He's going to take that title SummerSlam and lose to Gunther.
What's the likelihood that you're going to be changing that?
What, Priest?
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably not terribly high. I might change the confidence point value based on what happens on SmackDown, but I'm not changing the pick probably.
Oh, SmackDown. Oh, well, yeah. I don't think they're. I doubt.
No, I don't think there's going to be any go-home math related to this match, but other matches I might get more or less confident in based on what happens on SmackDown and have to shuffle around some confidence points.
All right, man. Throw up your U's for NXT Heatwave. We're going to talk about that now. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Chase U.
Chase U.
challenging Axiom and Nathan Frazier for those tag titles. Both these teams are kind of a mess.
Big time.
So something tells me that at some point during this match, Andre Chase and or Thea Hale is going to figure out that Duke and Ridge been bending the rules or outright cheating and get some of these wins for Chase U.
Chase U. They're going to have the photos. They're going to have them.
The photos are going to be there. Something. Or right before the match, they're going to see the photos. Going to throw them off. Anyways, I got Axiom and Nathan Frazier retaining right now. We're shooting this Monday, so still have the go home episode. Sorry, we're shooting this Tuesday. Have the go home episode of NXT tonight. So of course, that could change things. I got Axiom, Nathan Frazier, but only one confidence point right now.
I have 2 confidence points on Nathan Frazier and Axiom for everything you just said. I mean, they are doing a decent job setting up a potential split between the two of them because Nathan Frazier can't keep his eye off solo accomplishments.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, you got your tag team title right here. You got your tag team title. So, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I think Chase U, they're on the verge of, I'm not necessarily collapse, but on the verge of losing this match. So I got 2 confidence points on Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Very well. Next, women's North American title match. We got champion Kanani Jordan taking on challenger Saruka. Who do you got, Steve?
I've got Kanani Jordan. She just won this thing. Sol Ruka is incredibly popular. I think it's more likely that Sol Ruka, and I think it's probably going to be closer to Julia unless Julia ends up going to main roster first. I think it's entirely possible Sol Ruka ends up being the person to take it off Roxanne Perez. Sol's incredibly popular, but Kalani just won this. They're both good guys, so I don't really see, shenanigans. There could be some outside interference just from not somebody aligned with Sol, but, like an Ariana Grace or whatever. So, yeah, but no, Kanani Jordan's going to win. I got 4 confidence points on Kanani Jordan. This title ain't changing hands yet.
Copy and paste everything you just said right down the confidence point value. Got Kanani Jordan with 4. Sol Ruka was in that ladder match. If they wanted Sol Ruka to be North American champion this soon, she would have won the ladder match.
She'd be champion right now.
She'd be champion right now. She didn't win the ladder match. She's not going to win this match.
Correct.
Next. North American title match. Got champion Obafemi defending against Wes Lee. They're spending a lot of time to build this, dubbing Wes Lee the greatest North American champion of all time. That is until Obafemi beats him, and now Obafemi is maybe at this point already greatest, certainly on his way to being greatest. I got Obafemi with 5. Obafemi's not losing that North American title anytime soon.
Look, man, with names like Adam Cole, Bebe, Keith Lee, Carmelo Hayes,
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, Wesley's not even in the top 5.
Wow.
Yeah, he's certainly not going to beat Obafemi. So, yeah, I got Obafemi with 5 confidence points.
Next, NXT Women's Championship champion Roxanne Perez against challenger Lola Vice. Steve, who do you got?
They're both bad guys. I got Roxanne Perez with 3 confidence points. I don't think it's as much of a lock as Obafemi or Kalani Jordan, but I still feel pretty confident that it's not quite Lola Vice's time. On the other hand, she's pretty savvy as a bad guy. She's off a couple of big wins doing the underground stuff. But no, I got Roxanne Perez, but I only got 3 confidence points.
Yeah, I got Roxanne, but I only got 2.
Oh, wow.
So if memory serves, Lola stood tall on NXT last week, which means, that means Roxanne is due to stand tall this week, which means Lola Vice would win. Maybe they're going to do the thing where there's no physicality, so we don't know. There's no direct go-home math. Anyways, I got Roxanne Perez.
It's going to be a pull-apart brawl.
Yeah, maybe. I got Roxanne with 2. I feel like Roxanne's going to hold that title until, at the very least, Julia arrives in NXT. We'll have another situation where Ava comes out and says, well, I got a challenger for you, Roxanne. Meet Julia.
I still feel like Julia's probably going to end up in Damage Control. I think she's going to bypass NXT. I know she was in the crowd and everything, but I feel like, number one, they're stacked. They got to build who they got. Julia's too ready for prime time. You know what I mean?
Next main event, Trick Williams defending against Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Sean Spears, First of all, I got all the confidence points that Sean Spears eating this pin.
Okay, yeah. That should be a prop bet, I would imagine.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyways, I got Trick Williams retaining. I got 3 confidence points on it right now. It would be pretty interesting if Trick had the match basically won, then Javon Evans somehow got the win. I think that'd be interesting where you have Javon and Trick, who have shown to be friendly, now have to feud over the title. That could be interesting. I guess it's possible Ethan Page could get it. I don't think there's any possibility that Sean Spears is going to win this.
I agree on that one.
So I got Trick right now. I feel like Trick's going to have a pretty lengthy title reign. And it continues on through Heatwave. Trick with 3 confidence points.
I've got Ethan Page with 1 confidence point. I feel like if Ethan Page has a pretty decent run as a bad guy champion with Trick chasing him through the summer and into the fall, you can kick off NXT on the CW. I think, isn't that like in October? Or is that the beginning of the new year? It's October with Trick beating Ethan Page on the premiere episode as a big deal. I think Trick, number one, I think honestly, his title run, given that there are a lack of real good competitors for him, I just think it hasn't been all that great. He's awesome. He's a fantastic, character, but like, there's not a lot of opponents out there for him, of contenders out there for him. So put it on Paige. Have Trick Williams have to go through other people, like monsters, like Joe Coffey. And I think that similarly, there's a bunch of faces out there for Ethan Page to beat in the meantime. And I think, man, I kind of feel like Javon Evans might eat the pin, and then he'll be like feeling guilty because he likes Trick. And he's like, dude, I kind of lost this for you. I didn't even win it for myself, but I lost it for you. I think there's an interesting story there to be told. And Ethan Page is kind of a big deal. I don't know what you do with him after this. And he's the kind of bad guy where, yeah, he doesn't have to beat Trick for it, but he still wins it. And there's your story right there. Don't know if it's going to happen. Smart money would probably be on Trick Williams retaining. That being said, no one's ever accused me of putting smart money on anything, so I'm going to go 1 confidence point on Ethan Page. I got to try something different if I want to mix up my odds at getting money in the bank. Larson.
You do, but you make a good case, so who knows? Could happen, Steve.
Could happen. Anyways, that's it for our predictions. Let us know who you think is going to win at Money in the Bank and Heatwave. Be sure to join us definitely over at youtube.com/Stephen Larson and twitch.tv/Stephen Larson, and possibly right here at the Friendo Club. Throw your U's up for Friendo Club. You can't spell club without a U. We'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.